Derek, I know there's no such thing as 100% week 9, but how did you feel out there today in terms of your sort of percentage where you were?
Yeah, health-wise, I felt as good as you can, but good enough to play. At the beginning, felt a little rusty, but as the game kept going on, felt more and more in rhythm and felt good. And so, whenever you don't play professional football for a month, it is. You can't just go out there and just feel normal right off the bat, but I definitely felt good enough to help us try and win.
Derek, the last play, tell me about your progression on that. Is it, I know Coach was saying Juwan first. What is it after that?
Yeah, and then it's the best matchup. And so, they got good secondary, but number 8, going all week. We talked about number 8 being one of the premier corners in the league. So if you ever got man, which they don't play much of, going away from him. And so, gave my guy the best chance I could on a tight throw on the sideline.
When you look back on this game, are you going to look really hard at those first 2 drives of the game? You guys, 21 plays, I believe it was, got the ball down the field, really efficient, just missing a play here and there to get the ball in the end zone, having settled field goals?
Yeah, absolutely. You never want to settle for field goals. It always comes down to the situation. So, for us finishing with touchdowns in the red zone instead of those field goals would have obviously, helped us for sure.
Derek, have you talked to Chris Olave or gotten any updates?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That's first thing I did when I went in there is I went and saw him and sat there and talked to him, make sure that he was good, and I won't put his business out there or anything like that, but I did absolutely. First thing I did is went and checked on him.
So that was after the game, so he's already...
That was after the game.
Okay, so he's already back here with y'all.
Yes, I saw him, yeah.
Can you take us through that play a little bit and then how he was going on the field, what you saw, because we're so high up and everyone surrounding him?
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't see the actual collision because of people in front of me, but it was single high. You hold the safety, hitch, that's, first throw is to him and threw it into just a zone spot. And all I saw was him, go like this and then I don't know if he got hit or pushed, I don't know. But then he got hit and then he was hurt. So I didn't see, exactly what happened. I was 20 yards away.
Did he give you any kind of indication when he was surrounded by teammates that he felt like he was okay?
Oh yeah, he looked right at me, reached out and grabbed my hand just to make sure. I saw him. Absolutely, yeah.
Derek, is that a tough scene to see, especially because of he's had multiple concussions, multiple weeks, and then you see that happen?
100%. That's the scariest part of our game. That's the only moment in a game where you'll see both teams take a second and be like, "Hey, man, this is someone's life." Because you don't know what's going on. So nobody wants that crap to happen to anybody. No matter. The rivalries and all this kind of stuff. Nobody wants that stuff to happen to anybody. So we're just glad. I'm just happy that I saw him. I'm happy he's okay. From what I saw, I didn't hear anything. But those are scary moments. And I've been a part of a few of them with different kind of injuries where this happened or that happened or something happened on a sideline or whatever. And at the end of the day, we are human too. So it's a brief moment during an NFL game where the humanity kicks in on both sides.
When this team is, almost it feels like, the worst it could get,
Yep.
season in terms of 7 straight losses, the way you lost today.
Yeah.
What can you do as a team, A, to bounce back, and B, to figure out what's going wrong?
Well, it's very frustrating for us as players. Our group of guys, I've said this and I keep saying it, like our group of guys is so tight-knit and so close, and so what we do is we rally together, and we're going to keep going with whatever our coaches say. We give it everything that we have, and we're going to continue to do that and continue to rally together and lock arm in arm, because right now it is a hard time. It is. It's a hard time. It's a we're pissed off. We should be winning these football games, and we're not. And for us, that's hard. It's hard to swallow. It's hard to deal with. And so, you can do one of two things: you can give up, or you can keep fighting. And we don't. Whether it's fun or not, no one cares. We have to keep picking each other up and keep going forward. And so, we're going to keep doing to the very best of our ability everything we're asked to do, and keep going as we always have. And even whatever it is, man. we talked as players, man. All of us will do whatever we have to do. We'll put it all out there for each other, and so we just got to keep doing that.
Derek, if it's not intangibles like effort, energy, buy-in, belief, that kind of stuff, I mean, is it just the team's not good enough right now? I mean, like, what do you pinpoint?
Oh man, I don't feel like that's the case, because there's a lot of the same guys that the first 2 weeks of the season are, still playing, and so I don't ever feel that way. I never feel going into a game like, oh well, we don't have a chance. This one hurts. Like, if I was our fans, I'd be pissed right now. Because we are too. That it baffles us to come in here and get a loss like that. That one hurts. And so we got to pick ourselves up, and keep locking arms like we have all year. And we just got to play better. At the end of the day, we put it on ourselves. I put it on me. It starts with me. I got to be better for our team, and I can promise you the work will be done to where I am.
You've been on a few teams that have made in-season coaching changes. What is it like as a player going to bed not knowing if the coach is doing a job or anything?
Yeah, before I came here, you hear those rumblings and things like that, and like that stuff to me is way above my decision-making abilities. My job is to play quarterback, take care of the football, try and score touchdowns, and put us in position to win football games. And, the one thing I've learned when that stuff happens is if you don't have a tight group, it can go south real quick. And so if they ever thought that something like that, which you never as players want that to happen, if they ever thought that they had to do that, then we better go tight together, because I've had that happen, and I've been a part of a team that made the playoffs, where something like that happened, and I've been a part of other teams where it's not fun. And so, to even think that could happen sucks, so it's the sucky part of this business, and it's the sucky part of where we're at right now.
Derek, you guys talk a lot about the veteran leaders having a message and knowing, and you've been through a lot of guys on this team who've never won. I mean, do you think that affects them?
Yeah.
I think Tyron Matthew talked about confidence, and this team doesn't have enough. Like, I mean, are
Yeah.
there people in that huddle who don't, believe you can win? Or
Yeah, I wouldn't say that they don't believe we can win. It's just, do we have some guys that, and it comes with experience, but do we have guys that, are looking for someone else, like, make the play? Yeah, absolutely. But that's what every team I've been on. Whether our record was what it is now or we have 10 wins, that's every team I've been on where that happens. And you just do your best to be in those situations and scenarios. And, at the end of the game, I said something in the huddle before, as we're going after that second play, I was trying to get that ball off, get that snap off. And, just like there's a learned urgency. There's a learned, thing in building character when you're in those moments. I've been in so many of those 2-minute drive moments in my entire life. Those are the things like you live for, you love, and you don't learn to love them until you've experienced them enough.
Derek, in this 7-game losing streak, y'all have had opportunities to win a bunch of these games. When the team doesn't finish, what does that do to the mindset of the team? When you have an opportunity, you don't get it.
Yeah, the scary thing when that happens, the scary thing that I've noticed over my 11 years is when that happens, and something maybe doesn't go your way, do people get deflated? Is it like, oh, it's here it goes again, or it's over? And it is a fight to in here that you got to teach yourself that even if something bad happens, there's still time on the clock. We can still win, and having that mindset and that that urgency. And so again, it's a learned thing. You have to go through those situations, but you got to check yourself after every game to make sure your mindset, like going into that tough situation, whatever it is, that you're mentally like, no, I still believe we can do this. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to make my play. When the ball goes this way, I'm going to make that tackle, or I'm going to make that throw, or I'm going to make that catch, whatever that block, whatever it is. Like, it's a learned thing where everything's going against you, but I'm still going to do my job on that play.
Derek, Michael Thomas was on social media today, again, kind of insinuating that your pass was the reason Olave get hurt. And I know this is the second time you've done this and you've addressed it before. When you see that or hear that from a former teammate, kind of what is your reaction?
I have love for Mike, And when he does that, I don't really care for it, obviously. I've had so many teammates over the years, and he's like the one dude that didn't get along with me, and I don't know what I did to him. I don't know why he feels that way. I'm sorry, for whatever he's dealing with to make him feel like he's got to do that. I don't know, but he's never called me during any of this, my phone number has never changed. I've in fact called him on different occasions, just to try. And sometimes you can try as hard as you want, and it just doesn't work out, and that's okay. So I don't know why he feels any type of way. I didn't see it. I won't see it because I always ignore everything, good and bad. I try to ignore everything. So it's unfortunate, especially coming from a player like that. But I wish him the best. I hope he gets on a team and does what he wants to do and loves it. I'll never change. I love him in that way, wish him the best. But it's something I just would never do to a teammate, because it was single high. The ball went to where we talked about it going, and Chris got hit in the head. Unfortunately, that happens in our game, and I would never do it on purpose. I didn't throw him into a bad, look. It wasn't a different coverage where that guy was just, all that kind of stuff. So when it comes to the football aspect of it, I really don't have an answer for it. But when it comes to just the person part of it, I just hope he gets what he's looking for.
Last one, just to clarify, on the throw itself, you didn't feel like it was too high, that there's no guilt that you put him in a bad spot or anything like that.
Anytime my receivers get hurt, I feel it in my pit of my stomach. And so if what he wants me to say or what he's looking for is to put blame on me that I got Chris Olave hurt, he can put blame on me. It's not going to change my day. I have a pit in my stomach anytime one of my teammates goes down because I love him that much, no matter if I like him or not. And I happen to love Chris Olave, and we have a great relationship. So, anytime that happens, I feel sick to my stomach, and I hate, and I don't use that word a lot, but I hate moments like that. So to be clear about that part, I hated it happening. It makes me sick anytime that happens, whether they don't get up or they do get up. I don't like that. You try your best to never put someone in that situation. And over the course of my career, it hasn't happened that many times. So thankfully, it hasn't. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry that I had to even answer these questions. I wish we could have made it better. I wish it would have never happened. I wish I could have made Mike happier. But that was hard to do.